launched. And thinking about the difference now, where players after a game are just not accepting being abused anymore. They're speaking up, clubs are speaking up. That wasn't happening 10, 15 years ago. More silenced.
Yes, it's progress, but not enough. They must keep fighting.
But there are some that don't think the knee is having any impact whatsoever. I would say that it is, because it keeps it absolutely on the agenda and it gives players confidence to be able to come out and speak out when they receive this type of abuse.
Well said.
But that Odegaard's playing. And Bellerin's fucking playing. Why playing Bellerin?
Wide players to good effect.
I understand. I don't see what's seen into Bellerin shit.
Back on the right.
You done Cedric?
Martinelli favouring the left. Here he is.
Martinelli. Come on.
Disrupted season through injury after a very promising
Cedric.
first campaign.
Cross it.
Double figures as a scorer. Gazette.
Problem with Lacazette, man, he's a bit too short.
Post will be retrieved by Bellerin here.
Bellerin's the fucking captain. I don't understand why Bellerin's. He's not a leader.
I hear a bit of extraneous noise around the stadium. It is the drainage system. This is one of the most remarkable grounds. You can have a monsoon here for a whole week and still play on the Saturday. It's been pretty wet in London. Fixture never in any risk. David Luiz. Cedric Plant, predominantly a right back, of course. So filling in. Might have some impact, the Tierney injury situation on Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He's made it clear he'd like to get away and play some football elsewhere to boost his England hopes for the European Championship. But Tierney missing now for a couple of weeks.
He'll be, playing for before the tournament starts. What the fuck is he on about?
The others have gone. There's Ozil, of course, being the stellar departure. It's part of the plan to get
the counter attack,
youth in the team, and just reduce the age of the squad, but also the size of it as well. Too many players have been hanging about.
Lacazette there.
Not any game time is. Lacazette hanging about in the penalty area to dangerous effect.
Emil Smith-Rowe's first contribution to Arsenal's attacking play. It really is brilliant to watch the way he moves forward, with and without the ball.
Trying to move forward here with the ball now. It's Rashford. Granit Xhaka blocked his path.
Get off, you prick.
And the officials didn't say anything.
You dosey Swiss bastard.
Fucking
sell him, man.
Medical men.
He's going to get sent off. Sent him off. Good, sell him. I don't care.
He just sees that he knows Rashford's going to go and knock it past him. He puts his arm out, definitely, just there.
He's not going to win a race, is he, Granit Xhaka, without doing that?
No, he has to get his body across, make sure that Rashford can't get in front of him, or else he's done.
Marcus Rashford, of course, famously made his Premier League debut against Arsenal and scored a couple of goals to mark the occasion, but he hasn't scored against the Gunners since. Partey. Well, Lacazette wanting to let that run out towards Martinelli, but Wan-Bissaka saw the danger. Rashford. Wan-Bissaka. Bruno Fernandes.
See, now 4 points ahead of United.
Certainly a target in the middle there. For once, he's not on the move.
On
might
40 points. It's still a tough race between the two Manchester clubs. Liverpool and Leicester.
Pepe does well defensively.
Win-win would be on 30. Yeah, we'll be on 7.
Rashford.
Depends if we beat United.
Also looking to
Chelsea away,
do the double in the Premier League over
Liverpool at home,
Manchester United for the first time for 14 years. That season they did win 1-0 away, and then in the January of that year, 06-07, that season, they won 2-1 at home.
We've done the double.
It's a shout, but not much more than that. Bruno Fernandes, he might have VAR on his side, we'll see, but Cedric just eased him under the ball.
He saw the run late, Cedric, but just did enough in the end. Been there many times as a fullback. You just got to get your body in.
Don't even touch him.
Not make too much contact, so not to give a foul away. He did well, the left back.
After this,
It is amazing that
Oh, yeah,
all the
tomorrow,
domestic
my
defeats that
review
Manchester
of
United
four.
have had this season have been at Old Trafford. I suppose the lack of fans has had the detrimental effect to some performances there, as it has for home teams going into the weekend. More away victories in the Premier League than on home soil.
There's no doubt I was watching that game against Sheffield United, and it would have been a lot more frantic if there'd been fans in the stadium. They were still playing at a very composed rate. They were 1-0 down, thinking that it was just going to happen, and it didn't happen.
Probably complacency is overstating it, but an adverse reaction to a couple of good results against Liverpool in a more adrenaline-fueled fixture.
I was also thinking that because they've come back from so many times before,
it would just
four
happen.
performances, it would just
Fernandes,
happen as
interception
before.
by Cedric.
Lacazette. Martinelli under pressure from Bruno Fernandes, but he didn't panic.
I'm bringing back video game streams back. It's been ages since I did
Patrick.
video game streaming. Yeah, it's been
Trying to
now
get some
nearly
consistency
a month.
into his
Since I
Arsenal career
did
after
it,
a couple of injury
I'm trying to
setbacks.
bring it back.
Definitely an upgrade in the acquisition of the Ghanaian international for the Gunners. Pepe. Rob Holding has finally reached 100 appearances for Arsenal. He's been around a long time. One of the reasons it took so long was an injury at Old Trafford. The knee problem kept him out for a while. Cedric. Now Martinelli.
Here comes Martinelli.
Smith Rowe in the middle. Lacazette getting there as well.
Give it
Martinelli
across.
trying to
Too soon.
wrong foot. Wan-Bissaka unsuccessfully, but David Luiz steps in for Arsenal. If it had fallen on his right side, he might have got some dip and direction to the shot, but in the end the intention was there, but not the execution on his weaker foot. Yeah, before today, Gary, 72 home wins, 77 away wins in the Premier League. Spectacular away win already today for Newcastle United at Everton.
Here comes Pogba.
Certainly a lot more comfortable
Is he going to turn up?
for an away team. Premier League creates a fantastic atmosphere. It's just when big sides go to smaller grounds and that edge is taken away, that tension that sometimes is in games.
Rashford getting away from Cedric again. He was offside. In a way, Arsenal, typical of so many sides this season, had a bad spell, then a good spell, and it is a topsy-turvy. And one hopes a unique season in the sense that we really don't want another football campaign with the deprivations of this one. But we are getting the campaign, and we're very lucky for that to happen. There's a little bit of a argy-bargy here, and Bruno Fernandes is letting his personality come through more in recent games. He's been complaining when he's been fouled, he's been complaining when he's been substituted. He is, as his manager describes him, a winner. He doesn't easily accept second best, even in an argument.
Yeah, it's as if Cedric had thought, well, I'm not just going to let you go down. I didn't touch you, stop diving. It was almost that type of reaction from the fullback. It did look like he made contact with him, and if you look at Cedric's reaction, he goes straight for him. You know, there is an arm in his face.
That's an accident.
The card was shown.
I even touched him.
So you can understand Bruno Fernandes' reaction, but sometimes the retaliator gets into more serious trouble.
That's what Cedric was playing for.
Here's David Luiz. Does it bring memories back for you, this fixture, Gary, of the red hot rivalry as it was regularly?
Not really.
For the title between these two clubs.
A million miles away. Here comes Rashford. Good.
Absolutely. For about,
by Holden.
I would say, 96 through to 2002, 3.
It was
6-7 years. It was sustained, long.
9 seasons it was.
Yeah.
Fuck off, it's not 9 seasons.
It was hard work. They were really good
7
sides. The Arsene Wenger Arsenal teams around that time. Didn't give much away. Physically good, technically good. Always really tough to beat. Likewise, for them, I suppose.
Yeah, he was one side of the divide. It wasn't always artistic between
I was just going to say, that's rewriting history. No, but he did produce fantastic football teams as well. But they were tough, particularly those early Arsenal teams that he had. That back five in initially. Vieira and Petit, and then Sol Campbell came in with Gilberto and players like that.
Yeah, just having a little check on this. Michael Oliver being told to rule it back, let the free kick be taken until
I'm using my beard trimmer.
Communicated the decision.
I thought it was a particularly nice one for Fernandes there. He's just got to be careful, Bruno Fernandes. He doesn't look like he's settled down from that Cedric incident yet.
Do you think clubs are now starting to believe they can wind him up a bit?
Well, you can. I mean, I think that's what makes him what he is. I think there's no doubt in this last 12 months since he's come to Manchester United, he's been the energy in the team. He's woken them all up. I said initially, after about 2 or 3 months, he's the best player with the ball. He's the best player without the ball. Because the press starts from him as well. He's got them going in and out of possession. A bit of fire in him as well.
Yeah, that was a bit more of a reminder of the old games between you two than the shot of Arsene Wenger with the word art alongside it. Challenges like that. Here's the McTominay. Closed down by Granit Xhaka, who's found his form again well after seemingly 1 foot out of the door here. It's a good spot by Martinelli, and Arsenal on the front foot here with Lacazette. The foot.
That's a good shot.
In his case, and he can really put his laces through the ball. Flew in the end straight at De Gea.
It's pretty slow start to the game, but Arsenal, if anything, have been the better of the two teams so far.
Here's Lindelof. Just edged the vote over Eric Bailly, who's also fit. He's on the bench here. McTominay. A fair amount of concentration on Arsenal's youngsters. New signing Hamad Diallo scored 2 goals in his first competitive game for the development squad today. United win away to Liverpool, brought in from Italian football.
Becomes Lacazette. Battle between him and Pogba.
Now Xhaka.
Xhaka to Rowe Smith.
Emil Smith Rowe.
The Smith Rowe, you dipshit. Here comes Rashford. Oh, pass Xhaka.
Rashford can punish them for that. He's got
to shoot.
Outside him.
Fernandes is there.
Bruno Fernandes.
Good block by Partey.
The flick nor the ball across were quite perfectly executed, and the moment was lost.
Cavani's furious at that far post. He was the pass for Marcus Rashford. It would have had to have been a fizzed across at him, but it was there to play, I think. Luis wanted him to go outside.
Partey. So, tracking back by Pogba. Wan-Bissaka. Fernandez. Coming in towards Cavani this time, but not with enough height to reach the Uruguayan. Smith Rowe. Good press by Manchester United, and they've won it well, and Arsenal players have got the turn. Pogba to Shaw, and in fact Cavani comes out and eager for a touch and involvement. Fernandez. Now Wan-Bissaka. David Luiz has to manoeuvre himself into position to volley it away at the cost of a corner.
Yeah, United's best couple of minutes by Arsenal giving it away in poor areas. Smith Rowe and Wan-Bissaka's in. This is a little one just through Xhaka's legs. There's a pass on to Cavani, I think. Maybe there, just he fizzes it across that back post. Arsenal want him to go outside to make the attack more predictable.
Well, the first corner of the game. It's taken the best part of 20 minutes, and it's gone to Manchester United. Maguire, invariably a menace. It doesn't go deep enough.
Oh, the shoot!
Comes out to Freddie.
Oh my God! Almost a goal, man.
And it's deflected along the way.
Well, Arsenal's two centre-backs are in those front zones. David Luiz and Holding there. Holding it is, but it's a really poor defensive header out of play.
Oh, that's a good save by Leno.
Yeah. There's not enough power on it from Fred. The accuracy is good. Puts it into that far corner. Really good touch by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it looked as though Fred had come up with the right option. Only ever scored one Premier League goal. Bruno Fernandes. Towards Maguire coming round the back. Arsenal looking to break out here.
It's Pepe. It's Rowe Smith. Good counter attack.
Smith Rowe.
Oh, yeah, he's gone for Pepe.
Again.
I know what they're thinking.
There's a confidence about Arsenal, even with
Rowe
the
Smith.
couple of absentees today, that it's obviously born of an excellent run of results in the Premier League.
I just think Smith Rowe's introduction into the team from that Chelsea game just connects them all together.
The Croydon De Bruyne.
Croydon De Bruyne.
Unlike the real Arsenal,
Pepe.
he's not injured, although there was a doubt about his fitness today.
Yeah, that dude's good.
He's made the step up. He's had some loans coming through the ranks at Arsenal to increase experience. Been at RB Leipzig and Huddersfield in the Championship. But he's establishing himself in his starts for Arsenal. He's never been on the losing side.
No, and he's got them playing. Difficult to watch Arsenal a couple of months back. Very rigid in possession.
There was enough pressure by Cavani to Holding to toe it behind for a corner.
McTominay's got a problem. It looks like he's walking towards the touchline. Not sure what it is. Holding his stomach. Looks like he's struggling.
Whether it's muscle injury or something that needs a tablet rather than...
It's a pill.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a pill.
Yeah, it's definitely a pill.
I think I'll have a couple of them if it sorts it out that quickly. No, he's not happy at all there. It's got McTominay.
Shaw's corner. And gets to it. And Pepe. Smith Rowe across. They play their way out of trouble. And with that togetherness born of this result of 16 points from 6 games, having only got 14 from the first 14 matches. Quite a turnaround.
Still Pate. That's a shot.
Away.
Bit greedy.
Thomas Partey. But the shot wasn't worth the effort in the end.
Oh, they just dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped that Manchester United back line. He drives through the middle of Fernandes and McTominay. McTominay's not moving well at all. Look at him. And that back line is just dragged back by Lacazette's movement.
Finish at 8.
Well, Martin Odegaard, who signed by Real Madrid when he was only 16. And Arsenal have been interested in him from that period, really. Worked hard to make this deal possible, with a possible view of making it a permanent signing. Obviously,
Here comes Will Smith.
Real Madrid would have the final say in that.
Mate to Bellerin.
Here's Bellerin, who did some damage at Old Trafford by winning that penalty. The player who fouled him isn't too far away at the moment, Paul Pogba.
We're 25 minutes in, and there's a little lack of urgency about both teams. Fred's there just waving his arms saying, come on, let's get going.
A mixture of zonal and man-for-man marking from Manchester United. Set up for an in-swinging corner from the left foot of Nicola Pepe. Comes
Check up. Oh,
Xhaka. Got his head to it quite solidly too. Manchester United won't be pleased with that. Unattended header.
Now it's where you have that 4 in the zone stretched across that 6-yard box, and then you play it further out, and that 4 just can't get out to it, and they're usually the best headers of the ball.
Rashford lets it run. Arteta won his first 2 managerial matchups with Manchester United. No Arsenal manager has ever won the first 3. Chance for him to make a little bit of history if his team performed today.
Pepe.
Pepe. Get inside Shaw, and he's done that, and in the end the left back was labouring. Arsenal get the free kick. Pepe has a little grin.
Well, he looks better than Pepe. Just his movement with the ball looks more aggressive in his running. I think there was a time whereby he wouldn't have been able to ride that challenge from Luke Shaw. He would have gone down or been pushed over. He's under real pressure, stays up, holds him off, goes past him, and wins the foul.
Pepe looks up and sees Cedric coming towards him. If a right footer is required.
That's that first game he played for Arsenal, Anfield, I think it was. I was there. It looked like a live wire.
Cedric takes round the back, comes David Luiz.
Oh, like I said, duck that. He should have ducked
into
that.
an area that might have been more dangerous than it turned out to be.
He just loses Wan-Bissaka.
Fred. He's given it away. Holding. Martinelli.
Good skill by Martinelli. Like it says in the box. Oh, he was going there.
Decent idea. It's veering away in the end from Lacazette, who was appreciative of the intention.
Yeah, he would have had a little bit of a panic on here, Harry Maguire, as he gets played in behind him. Lacazette's just hanging on the edge of offside and just staying up enough. That Manchester United backline, that means he couldn't get to it. Thumbs up. You like the pass.
Coming across tight on Cavani. Spell for Arsenal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dominate the positions by United.
Better. This first half an hour.
By nearly like 22%.
McTominay. It's as though the pill might have done the trick. Rashford. Fred. We're trying to get it on. I think the ball was aimed for Cavani's run. Perhaps for Bruno Fernandes. Pogba.
Pogba.
Lovely turn. He looks
Rashford's in the box.
And Rashford was setting
Good.
himself.
Clearance by Martinelli.
Martinelli saw the danger just in time.
Well, it's been noticeable, Martinelli, in this first 25 minutes or so, how much he has attended to his defensive duties. At times he's been getting back and doubling up with Cedric, and there he really does get back in well. He overcovers the fullback. Needs his wide player.
It's interesting, he's playing in the Aubameyang position, and you've talked in the past about Aubameyang's reluctance to do that sort of work, although he has been in the last couple of years with the responsibility of leadership and doing it more often. Another Manchester United corner. Arsenal push right up. Bruno Fernandes is able to get in behind. Half blocked by Cedric. It's intercepted by Rashford. Bruno Fernandes to fire it in. A brave header away by David Luiz for Arsenal. And here goes Emile Smith-Rowe through his paces. Acceleration was good, the pass was excellent.
Laka is in the box, and also Martinelli.
Want to get it onto his left foot.
Oh my God!
And try and work the goalkeeper. He was at the point of the attack, but Smith-Rowe carved out the opening.
All emanates from him just skipping past Fred, but then the impressive thing is he's quick, Luke Shaw, and Pepe breaks clear of him, and he needs Maguire to come across. Does enough in the end to get back Luke Shaw, just to make sure that Pepe has to set it out outside that post. So come back in from there.
Wan-Bissaka. Now Rashford has been more productive in terms of goal getting away from home, as Manchester United have been generally, of course. Shaw.
There's no doubt watching Manchester United a lot in these last 2 or 3 months. They're an odd bunch. They don't really put performances together, but they play in moments whereby they sort of get through periods of games where it's a little bit scabby, it's a bit scrappy, and then in the game, and all of a sudden one of the players they have, like a Pogba or Cavani, Rashford, Martial, just step up, Fernandes.
Game changes.
Yeah, just deliver a moment. All of a sudden you think, how did that happen? And they've won a game, and that's continually happened. It's a little bit like this today. Arsenal won't feel secure.
Well, Sheffield United were back in Manchester earlier and made it hard work for Manchester City, but City got the points, and United looking up at their neighbours, making to close that gap with the 3 points here. Rashford. That's the kind of moment that can turn a game, but not this time.
Yeah. Just 2 or 3 attackers for Manchester United close together. Rashford, Fernandes, just little combinations. McTominay is struggling. Not comfortable at all. It's like he's cramping up his stomach.
Cavani. In the end, force away through it. Arsenal wanting a free kick. Shaw being invited to play it in first time, which he does. Wan-Bissaka's in there. Could have made a bit more of the header.
Well,
He had a good time to size it up.
Well, he's right below us, and I'm thinking, what are you doing there? He's not the one that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have wanted on the end of it. It's a poor header in the end. A pretty good chance.
It does fit in with what the manager was saying in the week. He wants players to outrun the opposition. At this level of athletic application in the Premier League, that's not easy.
Here comes Fernandes.
Run here and out, skilled by
That was a good shot.
Fernandes, and once he checked onto his right foot, you really expected him to hit the target.
No, you're right. I'm thinking goal. As he gets through, Paul Pogba does really well, and once Luiz lets him back in on that right foot, you're thinking there's only one outcome. I know he's going to be picking that out of that far corner of his net and doesn't bring it back.
Well, he's been in England a year and he's not yet lost an away game in the Premier League. Does show you can get some nuggets in the transfer market in January.
It's been talked about so much. The impact no one imagined that he would have at Manchester United.
Rashford. Wan-Bissaka's on the move again. Rashford looks elsewhere. Maguire. Now Cavani. McTominay concentrating on just getting it and giving it to somebody else.
He doesn't get it back. He keeps going down and putting his hands on his knees. Again.
Fred.
There he is again. He's gone. There's no way they can keep him on the pitch. Those pills aren't that good.
Well, footballers do get tummy upsets like the rest of us. Brought up by Martinelli.
Martinelli against Partey.
Partey turns away in disappointment with his own poor pass. He might not make half time. Scott McTominay.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to run off an upset stomach. It does give Manchester United an opportunity to bring more attacking players on the pitch and Paul Pogba back into that central midfield role. Maybe make them slightly more open, but certainly make them more positive going forward. He's not going to continue, Scott McTominay.
It's an attacking choice, really, by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if it's Martial. With Nemanja Matic an option, just to sit in there as a more conventional holding midfield player.
Yeah, I just think that the way in which the game's gone, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has looked at it and thought, well, we need to do something a little different, be a bit more positive in the game, more urgency. I think bringing Matic on would have been a backward step. Paul Pogba hasn't really got in that game on that side of the front three.
I think it might suit Pogba a bit more as well, and certainly get him into the game.
Yeah, I think it'll make it more open. Smith Rowe will probably think I'll get more space now, but front players for Manchester United now, they have got a real counter-attack option in either wing with Martial and Rashford.
Smith Rowe. Martinelli, squeeze it back. Bukayo Saka, who's missing today, has arguably been Arsenal's most consistent player. Even in the bad times before Christmas, he was still, I suppose, punching above his age. That's a good spell for Manchester United this time, last 10 minutes.
There was a time, probably 12 to 18 months ago, you'd have been worried about Paul Pogba playing within a two in midfield, but I think there have been signs in this last month in particular. He's been a lot more disciplined when he's played in there. Performance at Burnley was very good a few weeks ago. He'll need to make sure that he closes off Smith Rowe's passes from Xhaka and Partey. As Arsenal start to get into the game.
Well, he won the game at Burnley and he won the game at Fulham.
Yeah.
So after that. It's not easy to score against Arsenal, though. Only Tammy Abraham and Stuart Armstrong have scored Premier League goals against the Gunners since Christmas, and both were in teams that lost 3-1.
That's credit to Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff, because they really are a compact unit. It's not down to the individual brilliance of the defenders. If you look at them, the same characters that we've been watching for a few years make a right mess of it, but they're getting more protection and they're more compact.
Pogba working it past to Edinson Cavani. Go forward is the shout from the away dugout in the direction of Martial. Sure, get it into the French forward. It's interesting, another Gunnar Solskjaer statement this week about Martial, that he's 15% fitter than he was when this particular managerial regime came in.
Is he?
Well, I'm only quoting.
When I watch him, I don't think I look at him as being any fitter.
Maybe in terms of stamina, I suppose. Certainly the speed was there at the start, wasn't it? In goes Pogba. Well, it was a tight affair between the two at Old Trafford, and in a sense, though, some of the personnel have changed. The shape of the two teams haven't altered too much.
I think the one thing that Martial coming off the pitch does is just give Manchester United another real goal-scoring presence up top, so that Cavani and Rashford, the three of them, can change the game in a moment.
Mark Oliver took his time, but he's given the corner. He certainly hasn't hit the goal-scoring form that he had last season. But you're right, he obviously a goal threat.
I thought the criticism he received after Wednesday night was a little unfair. It was almost as if because he was up front, that's the reason Manchester United didn't win the game. It's far from it, really. Cavani is the man of the moment.
Got his set piece. Broke the game open. Maguire. Fair way out to try and beat the goalkeeper from there. United being encouraged to press. Arsenal believing they can
been a good
play
game
their way through
so
it,
far.
and they've done to a decent extent. Martinelli was a hard one to take with him for Smith Rowe that time. He bites back at Pogba. Wan-Bissaka. Pogba. Shaw is on to the far side. Both fullbacks giving width to Manchester United. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Fred. Pepe doing the chasing. It's a one-man press from him. Fred. No pressure on the ball from Arsenal. Busy weekend, the Premier League football, with the transfer window open for its last few days. Action on the field and in the boardrooms. Fred. Here is Shaw with a chance to whip it in.
Where's that?
Wan-Bissaka set in a prominent attacking position, not for the first time in this half. Couldn't connect. Manchester United growing in authority.
Oh, Rashford's there!
Rashford, the chance to make the most of that.
Tackle! You know.
Comes back to Bruno Fernandes, who was blocked on the edge of the area after taking the shot.
Well, you're never happy for a player to go off the pitch, but it does seem that Manchester United, since Paul Pogba's gone back into midfield this last few minutes, they've got a lot more bodies in the box, a bigger threat. And Leno does well, really. As Rashford cuts inside, thanks to Martinelli. If the keeper doesn't come out there, he's got a free shot at goal, but there he's really quick to react. The Arsenal goalkeeper. He's just trying to close the shot down at the edge of the box. It's a big chance for United, this. These are horrible for goalkeepers. They can't see a thing. You would think 2 or 3 Manchester United players are going to go and stand on the end of that Arsenal wall or near to it.
It's just the other side of the D to the position where Bruno Fernandes scored the winner against Liverpool last Sunday in the FA Cup. He went the goalkeeper's side in the FA Cup game, and the goalkeeper was attracted a bit more to the centre. Leno will have been thinking about that this week, I'm sure. There's the draft excluder.
I saw that the other night. What I didn't like about it the other night was that he actually turned away from the ball. He's doing it again. I mean, you've got to face the ball, surely. Is he half facing the ball? Can he see?
Here goes Bruno Fernandes. Oh! It's deflected over the top to Arsenal's relief.
Please.
Wasn't the goalkeeper's side this time.
No.
Wall did his job.
One minute of added time.
Spotting some wrestling and jousting here.
That's what I used to do that.
That's a bear trimmer I'm
using. Stop them running.
You know, there's a buzz in the background. Anyway.
Corner is there to be attacked. Maguire trying to provide that
the block by Smith Rowe.
A shot that didn't travel very far.
Smith Rowe.
United thought they won it back fairly enough.
Smith Rowe.
But it's a free kick to Arsenal.
I'm laughing, and I was laughing at his celebration after blocking the free kick. What's this?
Quite right. I've been thinking about that all week, Bruno Fernandes. Well, certainly since the Southampton game.
Gonna get me a drink. Spotted. So far it's 0-0. It's been an alright game so far. So let's check the results of the leagues. So here comes the results of the Barclays Premier League so far. 0-0 between Arsenal and Manchester United. So we got Crystal Palace beat Wolves 1-0. Newcastle beat Everton 2-1 away at Goodison Park. City beat Sheffield United 1-0. And West Brom drew 2-2 against Fulham. Later on tonight, we got Southampton Villa. Tomorrow we got Chelsea Burnley. Then Leicester Leeds. And then West Ham Liverpool. And late night we got Brighton Tottenham. Then Tuesday we got Sheffield United West Brom. Arsenal travel away to Wolves. And then you got Tuesday we got Man United Southampton. Newcastle Crystal Palace. And then we got Burnley Man City. Then Fulham Leicester. And then they got Leeds Everton. And then we've got Villa West Ham, Liverpool Brighton. And then we got Tottenham Chelsea. And then on the 6th of February we got Villa host Arsenal. That'd be lunchtime kickoff. Then we got Burnley Brighton, Newcastle Southampton, Fulham West Ham, and Man United Everton. So who's top of the table? So we got 42 points. So they're about 2 points. Say will be 2 points ahead of United. Because Liverpool got a game. Because Liverpool play tomorrow. Leicester play tomorrow, so Leicester can go on the same amount of points. After they'll go overtake United. It'll be on goal difference because United's got scored 10. The goal difference is plus 10. Leicester got 14. United will be fourth if Liverpool beat West Ham. And then Arsenal will be 32. So yeah, about 8th. If Chelsea win tomorrow, Arsenal will be 9th if they beat United. If. So who's in the championship? I am just mooting because some of these pundits, they talk a lot of bollocks. Let's see, we've got Birmingham drew 1-1 with Coventry. Blackburn 1-0 against Luton. Brighton walloped Wickham 7-2. Cardiff 1-1 against Millwall. Derby 1-0 against Bristol City. Huddersfield drew 1-1 with Stoke. Forest 0-0 against Barnsley. Norwich drew 0-0 with Borough, Middlesbrough. Ryan United got beat by Swansea 3-1. Sheffield Wednesday beat Preston 1-0. Wednesday you got Watford versus QPR. And then Tuesday you got Millwall, Norwich. Bournemouth, Sheffield Wednesday, Coventry Forest, Rotten Derby, Wickham, Birmingham. Wednesday, Brentford, Bristol City. And then we've got Swansea, Norwich on the 5th. And then you've got games on the next week. You've got Coventry, Watford, Bournemouth, Birmingham, Barnsley, Derby, Bristol, Cardiff, Luton, Huddersfield, Borough, Brentford, Millwall, Sheffield Wednesday, Preston, Rotten, QPR, Blackburn, Stoke versus Reading, and Wickham Forest. Who's top of the table? Who's top of the table in the championship? See, we got Norwich top. They'll likely be promoted in the first time attempt because they got relegated last season. They've got like Cantwell, Buendia. Yeah, lost was it Jamel Lewis to Newcastle, Swansea. Maybe I see Brentford coming back. They lost Watkins and Belrama. Watford, nah. Bournemouth, I don't know about Bournemouth. I see Borough coming back. You got the managed by Neil Warnock. Who's I'm not doing League 1, League 2. Anyway, the Scottish Prem. Right for the second half starts. Wow, Celtic. Wow, they got beat by St Mirren. He's sacked. Oh, Neil Lemon. He is sacked. They got beat 2-1, St Mirren. Dundee got beat by Hibs 2-0 at home. Kilmarnock got beat by St Johnstone 3-2. And Aberdeen drew 0-0 against Livingston.
And then you got Tuesday, you got Aberdeen, Livingston, St Mirren, Hibs, Kilmarnock, Celtic. Rangers play a game? Did Rangers? What happened to Rangers? Did they go a game? No, they haven't got a game. Wow, they play on Wednesday. They play St Johnson, so it's going to be Celtic. Give the league title to Rangers, man. I want to say give the league title to Celtic. No, give the league title to Rangers, man. It's theirs. 72. They're nearly there. They're nearly there. I think if they're going to win the league by March. I can guarantee they're going to win the league by March. No way Celtic are catching up now. So I sack Neil Lemon. I sack him. Well, they're having a shit season. Yeah, they got to do with the PAM, COVID pandemic. Let's see the foreign leagues. Not going to go with the low divisions, just the proper divisions, the top divisions in European leagues. La Liga. I always check the results on MC today. Yesterday got Valladolid, who I'm not pronouncing that team's name. Hues, I'll give it a try. Huesca, that's the name. They got beat 3-1. Yeah, they got bad Valladolid. Anyway, so let's see today's games. Sevilla beat Alaba 2-0. Real Madrid got beat by Levante. So far, Valencia being 1-0 against Elche. Later on tonight, we've got Villarreal, Real Sociedad. Tomorrow, we've got Getafe, Alaves, Atletico Madrid, Cadiz? We've got Granada, Celta. Celta Vigo. And then we've got Bilbao, Barcelona face Bilbao. Monday, you got Real Betis, Osasuna. So, what's the main stand? So, Real Madrid lost. That means if Atletico Madrid wins tomorrow, they go the 7 points, 10 points ahead of Real Madrid. Barca win. They go overtake, if Barcelona and Sevilla win their games, they overtake Real Madrid. See the Bundesliga. Okay, yesterday, Stuttgart beat Mainz 2-0. Gladbach 1-1 against Union Berlin. Dortmund beat Augsburg 3-1. Bayern Munich walloped Hoffenheim 4-1. Frankfurt beat Hertha Berlin 3-1. So far in the game against Leipzig and Leverkusen, it was 0-0. At 1-1 between Bremen and Schalke. And then you got Bielefeld versus Cologne. That's tomorrow. And then Wolfsburg hosts Freiburg. So who's top of the league? It's Bayern Munich. Oh, fucking hell! I'm getting sick of the Bayern Munich dominance, man. Italian league. We can go Dutch league, French league, and that's it. So yesterday we got Torino drew 1-1 against Fiorentina. AC Milan beat Bologna 2-1. So far, Juventus beating Sampdoria 1-0. Then later on tonight, we've got Inter Milan, Benevento, that's the name of the club. We've got Spezia versus Udinese, Atalanta Lazio, that's tomorrow. Cagliari, Sassuolo, Crotone against Genoa. And then you got Napoli, Parma, followed by Roma versus Verona. And who's top of the league? That's AC Milan. Well, they're going to win the league. I put my money on Milan winning the league. First time in 10 years. Dutch league. And then we've got the French league, and that's it. And then we've got the second half. So far, wow, they've got break. We've got Ajax beat Velan 3-1. That's the name of the club. Sparta Rotterdam drew 0-0 against FC Twente. Herkla. I can't pronounce that team's name. They beat Groningen 1-0, and they got Utrecht beat Zawa. I can't pronounce this club's name. They beat, they got beat 2-1 at home. PSV. I don't think they got a game. Anyway, that'll be a good battle of the two giants of Dutch football. We've got Feyenoord and PSV Eindhoven, who's top of the league. I'm not doing Portuguese league. I'm not bothering. Ajax. Wow, it's between Ajax and PSV. It's gonna be Ajax. It'll be Ten Hag's last game last season because he's gone to Dortmund this summer.
French league, because that's postponed between Marseille and Rennes. Yesterday we got Lyon. Lyon beat 2-1 against Bordeaux. Sorry, I burped. Yeah, 2-1 between Lyon and Bordeaux. Montpellier got beat by Lens. Tomorrow we got Nice, Saint-Etienne. Was it Angers versus Nimes? Brest versus Metz. Lorient versus PSG. Strasbourg versus Rennes. And then we got Lyon, Dijon. And then we got Nantes versus Monaco. Anyway, and Lyon. Yeah, Olympique Lyonnais. Wow, 1 point ahead of PSG. They're kind of coming back under Pochettino. Anyway, wait for the second half to start. I can see a draw coming happen, or one team's going to win. Got McDonald's advert. Yeah, the reason why I turn it off because adverts. Yeah, it's okay. I want to show the match. I don't not show the matches. I let you. It's only the match. You love the voice, the sound, but the adverts not on. I've been doing this for nearly a year. Here are the live reactions of football matches.
You swap man. Let's do something different, but there is a real lack of quality when you're missing those three players I've just mentioned, and Saka is a huge miss. Whenever you play him on the pitch, whether he's left back, left wing, right wing, he's always one of the standout players, so it has been a huge miss for them, really. But in that man there, we've got a young man who's been in form the last few weeks, but as I said, as long as he can stay in the game for as long as possible, anything can happen.
With you for the second half, Gary Neville and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, Willian is getting ready, and his
Holy shit!
crossing of that white line will make him the first Brazilian player to reach 250.
You can hear King's music in the background.
It's on for Gabriel Martinelli.
King's music.
So, experienced Brazilian footballer for a young one.
Yeah, we were talking about Martinelli at half time, saying actually he put a good shift in, but Wan-Bissaka definitely did get Manchester United's or two of Manchester United's best moments, and maybe
Big Red Monster King
brought it on that side just to sort of monitor what's going on. Rashford obviously as well over there on that right wing for United.
Yeah, we just played the King's music. For the wrestler from WWE.
Wins.
His old music. King.
To draw that Leicester, and of course more recently at Liverpool. Here's Cedric. Willian.
I'm gonna fast forward. Let's rewind it a little bit. You can hear it in the background.
Getting ready, and here.
He's left back, left wing, right wing. He's always one of the standout. I think the thing for Arsenal.
1 second.
Just look at it now, you look at the actual front three. Could it be a case maybe you swap Martinelli and Pepe, different channels, do something different, but there is a real lack of quality when you're missing those three players I've just mentioned, and Saka is a huge miss. Whenever you play him on the pitch, whether he's left back, left wing, right wing, he's always one of the standout players, so it has been a huge miss for them, really. But in that man there, we've got a young man who's been in form the last few weeks, but as I said, as long as he can stay in the game for as long as possible, anything can happen.
With you for the second half, Gary Neville and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Kelly. Yep, Willian is getting ready, and his crossing of that white line will make him the first Brazilian player to reach 250 Premier League.
Yeah, anyway, fast forward. Yeah, I'm just like, there was
half
Kane
time full of
music
joy.
in the
First
background.
block of the Fernandez free kick.
That's the reason I hear like, man, they play Kane's music in the stadium.
Arsenal have kept clean sheets in each of the last 3 home games, which is a real improvement on what's happening here before. Remember, they had that run of home defeats at the end of last year, when the word relegation was mentioned. Willian, club with the longest run, the top flight of English football by some distance. Smith Rowe.
William.
Brilliant. Saw the space, was trying to get there. Togba was able to cut off the potential move. Pepe.
Bellerin.
Bellerin. Good reach by Fred. And the elements of the counter-attack, the speedy front three were off and running.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Bruno Fernandes, ordinarily he'd open up and he'd just see that Rashford run. Cedric was well out of position.
Partey. Now Lacazette. Partey. Bellerin. Thoughtful ball in.
Shoot! Oh, you should have shot harder, man.
And he didn't really look brimming with confidence.
Oh, you're absolutely right. No authority whatsoever from Willian. He didn't get it out of his feet. He's got a problem at the back post, Wan-Bissaka. It's that run across from Lacazette which fools him. But it's stuck underneath him and he ends up having to dig it out rather than just push it forward, and then he can really set it out into that far corner and he would have scored. His first touch.
Corner. Arsenal's best chance of the game coming early in the second half. Very. Suggest that this is a period in the match for Manchester United to fear. Could easily have been one added to that tally. The player who came on at half time.
Oh, that's a good block.
Blocked by Maguire.
Well, 2 big chances for Arsenal. This time Pepe does make really good contact, and Maguire, almost like a cricketer on the boundary, blocks it.
Smith Rowe trying to get there. He's well marshalled by Fred. Pepe is still reflecting on the excellence of the contact and in the end of the block.
That's a goal. It's past the hair, that one. He does really well, Harry Maguire. Sometimes you see defenders throwing themselves up in the air and sometimes just standing still and really making yourself strong. It's the best way to go.
Martin, that's Cedric.
Arsenal really started the second half well, dominant.
Oh, come off, Martinelli, sorry.
Willian.
Guns, Cedric. Free kick!
Still get a free kick as well. Wan-Bissaka normally times those lunges a bit better. To get booked.
It's not been his best few minutes, Wan-Bissaka. Missed that clearance for Willian and then lunges in. I say he usually does make those challenges.
Well, 2 chances not taken. The opening 5 minutes of the second half. Can it be third time lucky for the Gunners from this free kick? Crowd seen on the edge of the goal area.
I think it's William that takes. He just aimed for David De Gea's chest. Get players running across him.
William does leave it. Fizz across by Pepe, defended by the man who gave away the free kick, Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
It's got to be a right footer so that it goes in that towards that far corner, swinging in.
Could well be that the corner will swing in. Fernandez doing the zone at the front post. Need to get it over him.
Why wouldn't the same rules apply for that one they just had?
It's not fizzed in either. David Luiz to keep it alive. Hoisted away from Bellerin. Rashford. Bellerin, Lacazette looked offside. Made by David De Gea, who put on a very acrobatic display today. Last time Manchester United won a league game here, it's a 3-1. He made a succession of saves. Pogba got sent off in that game too. Here he is on the ball. The 2 goals from a player who deserves a mention, Jesse Lingard, who I presume is in London, having signed for West Ham United on loan from Manchester United yesterday. Sure. With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying we want him to enjoy himself and come back as he was maybe a couple of years ago.
Just going to show you how dominant Arsenal have been at the start of the second half. United, for the first time, get a little bit of possession.
Maguire sort of sums up United in the sense that he's got his game going after an unsteady start to the season. Fred and Martial, first half a replacement for McTominay. Pogba, Cavani let it run. It was a clever move.
Interception by David Luiz.
Wanting it flicked back to him by Martial. It nearly came off.
Counter attack.
Brought out by William.
Oh, he's drawn for Smith Rowe.
Yeah, another Brazilian, Fred.
It's really good defending by David Luiz on that little over from Cavani. Marcel and Cavani linking well together.
Right. Bruno Fernandes, this time Cavani is perhaps back on his heels, maybe just reflecting on how close he was to getting in that previous attack. You should get one of your specials interviews with Cavani on forward movement. He's an absolute master of it.
His movement's absolutely brilliant, particularly against that, across that near post. And you really were surprised, as I was, that Bruno Fernandes played it in. He wasn't there.
Something to track back there.
There's no doubt United are a better team with him in it. Up front, they've got a presence and a point. Movement's better.
Rashford. I'm still getting used to your description of them, the odd bunch from Old Trafford. Oliver concerned about William, who was caught in the traffic there as Rashford burst into the box.
We saw why he's been brought onto the pitch, because he really doubles up well with Cedric when Rashford just tries to push it through the middle of them. It doesn't look good for him. Rashford picks it up and just tries to drive through the middle. It's Xhaka, actually not Cedric. Sure, what it is really.
his left knee that they seem to be examining. Well, a substitute might have to be substituted. There's Donny van der Beek having a word with Martin Ødegaard. Saying if it's your debut, good luck. It's a nice gesture from your opponent. Might be followed by you can get on the pitch a bit quicker than I've been able to.
Say, oh, you play more than me, mate. Looks like you might be okay, Willian.
Ødegaard did have a couple of spells on loan at Heerenveen in Holland, where he must have come across. Yeah. Manchester United substitute in his Ajax days. Maguire. Shaw. He steps holding for Arsenal. I'm saying at half-time, Gary, off air, that it wouldn't be the worst result for Arsenal to get a draw here, but for Manchester United, on the back of having lost at home to Sheffield United.
Yeah, I think losing that game in midweek's just taken the ability for them to drop points here away. It's put them under more pressure to win this game. Arsenal are difficult to break down at the moment. Look at how compact they are. They really are working hard from front to back.
Well, that burst from Maguire emphasised the point, really.
Yeah.
He wants to see his side take the initiative a bit more. There he is again. Shaw.
Oh, the good goal.
To Martial. Luke Shaw.
Oh, okay, hell.
Coming
That was Cavani that.
We've got the final touch there. It wasn't Cavani, I don't think. It is a corner.
Cavani looked like he was disappointed with the fact that he missed it. But obviously it wasn't him. It was really good play, intricate. He smashes it across Luke Shaw in the end into an area.
Lewis, man.
He's across his defender. Well done to Cedric for really covering him well around the back.
Corner for Manchester United. Moved away by Holder. Back with Fred. Shaw's got back onside. Rashford. Coming on his right foot. Still looking for a pass that he couldn't complete. And
Comes Ødegaard. No, that's Smith Rowe. Shit.
One for Saka.
He's on the
Got
bench.
round. They might have won the run against Fred, but Saka
Xhaka.
is given away to Granit Xhaka. Cedric.
William.
William seems okay again, which is good news for Arsenal. Pepe. William again. Simply got them into the game very quickly, Arsenal. Not always easy on a bitterly cold evening as this is. All substitutes. Berry.
It's the coldest I've ever been in London, this. Usually warmer down here.
Well, we're on duty again tomorrow at the London Stadium, which is even more open and windswept. Should be a good game though, West Ham and Liverpool. Good day on Sky Sports tomorrow. Bailey. Also trying to make it a big evening for them. Continue this run of results against Manchester United. David Luiz. Here's Holding. Matches come so thick and fast these days. And, understandably so, to get this schedule squeezed in. But since the restart in mid-June, this is Manchester United's 47th game. Mid-June to the end of January, 47 games, Arsenal 46.
It's one of them, you get to Monday and then you look at the sort of fixtures. Oh, there's another round of fixtures. It doesn't seem to stop. I think that's why there's not a lot of movement in the transfer market, really, because players need to be kept at clubs just to For the COVID testing that's going on. Maybe it was Cavani. Let's have a look.
Touch might have been off the goalkeeper. Corner was given.
Yeah.
So it was a marginal one.
Will Smith.
Smith Rowe trying to.
Should have played some William.
Yeah. Short ball that he thought Pepe might have been chasing. Then there was the case of goalkeeper getting a bit too close to defender from the United point of view. David Luiz. He keeps going. He'd like to get within range of a shot here. David Luiz, but he passes the responsibility and the ball to Pepe. Then he has a crack, and it's not really up to his standard. We've seen him score some spectacular goals in his time in English football.
Well, he is someone that you would half fancy at the edge of the box. You wonder if he's going to hit it first time, but he gets it back from Pepe. Disappointed with himself.
But for a moment, we were going to see whether a goal celebration was going to rival the block from the free kick. He scored 3 times against Manchester United, David Luiz.
He's certainly up for it. There's been times where I've accused him of not taking his defending seriously enough. He saw how happy he was to block that free kick in the first half.
Arsenal press high. Manchester United forced into just punting it forward and giving the ball away. Pepe, Lacazette hasn't had too much change out of Lindelof and Maguire.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lull in the game. It's just drifting slightly.
Found by Fred on Partey. Holding. Lacazette getting behind Maguire here, and then he was thrust off it just outside the penalty area. Yeah, I might have a look just to see whether there was any part of the infringement in the box.
And the pitch, be right back.
Well, the pass from Holding was precise. It was right over the top of Maguire's shoulder. There wasn't a big gap between the two centre-backs. Maybe Lindelof's a little bit slow to get across. But Maguire ends up panicking. He's the one that loses Lacazette initially. Just puts his arm across his neck.
Yeah, that was the foul, and that was definitely outside.
And that's where Maguire would be most troubled, off the back of his shoulder. A runner in behind him.
It was good movement by Lacazette and a very good pass, as you mentioned. There's a real council of war here.
Yeah, it's that
Who's
left.
going to take it?
Yeah, the Xhaka left foot or the Pepe left foot. They're both giggling to each other.
Xhaka against Chelsea recently. It's between Xhaka and Lacazette. Lacazette takes off the bar and almost caught his teammates out. There was no one really following in. Again, Arsenal come close in the second half. Looked at a greater attacking threat, and here's the man who's just rattled the crossbar. It's behind Willian. Xhaka out to Cedric. Crosses early. Lacazette.
Smith
throw.
Oh!
Works the goalkeeper. Arsenal dangerous again. The Gea kept it out. And Arsenal go chasing it high up the pitch. And they've certainly had their best spell in the opening 20 minutes of the second half.
Yeah. Well, it's good from Arsenal. Smith Rowe hits the target. Just covers that near post, David De Gea. Shell shock from this one. Imagining it was going to be one of those left-footed players. It just takes it so quickly, Lacazette. Takes everyone by surprise.
Well, a good run, 5 in his last 6 Premier League games, and also getting mentions in dispatches as a great influence on the younger players who've been around him in the team. One of whom nearly followed up with the opening goal in Emile Smith Rowe.
Well, they were the best team in the first 20 minutes of this match, and they've been the best team in the first 20 minutes of the second half, Arsenal. They've not capitalised on it yet.
They didn't add to the goal. We showed that graphic earlier of the 46 to 60 minute success rate that Arsenal have had this season.
They're just a bit passive, Manchester United. Arsenal, when they're in possession here, United not really getting out quickly. Quite easy to play against at the moment, the away team.
Some throw on the run. Maguire, in the end, found a pass when it looked as though he was just hesitating. But here is the Fernandes space. And has it been put to good use? Manchester United's found Rashford. Cavani miskicks. Martial. And now Shaw joins in. And it's cleared away by David Luiz. Another fine piece of defending by the veteran Brazilian.
And it's just typical United. You've just shown how dominant Arsenal were, and all of a sudden the counter-attack's there. It's Cavani who just squeezes it out to Luke Shaw, puts it back into a really good area.
In by Shaw. Drops for Fernandes. It doesn't because Smith Rowe got there. Pogba has a crack. And it's deflected up into the arms of Bernd Leno. It's been a much livelier second half. Here's Holding. Manchester United trying to stop Arsenal coming out. Holding. Partey. And it's won by Martial. That Michael Oliver says not fairly.
Just a little trip, Bellerin.
Will set a new club record of 18 league games away without defeat, should they not be beaten here, Manchester United. Lacazette, Shaw covering on the inside. Cavani.
It's an incredible away record that Manchester United have. Get through periods in games where the other team are on top, seem to come out the other side. Happens so often. It can't be luck. There's something in them that makes them, gives them the ability to do this.
Here's Fred. In by Rashford. Martial trying to get there. Shaw coming around the back. He's only ever scored 2 goals in his club career. Well over 200 games in that career. Maguire. Shaw again. Bruno Fernandes. Martial. Pogba out on the left. Whacked away by David Luiz, and Arsenal can at least push out a little bit. Yeah, it's a fascinating season looking at Manchester United, who don't play particularly well in games but win them. And, it's the quality of the individuals, and they're still building the team, I guess. If they get the team part right, then they could go places. Here's Shaw. It's certainly a good spell for them at the moment. Martial. They've got Fred lining one up. The deflection that falls for Martial. But the flag has finally gone up.
I think if you also look at Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he changes the team quite often from weekend to midweek. 4 and 5 changes quite regularly in games, which means that really you don't get that cohesion of playing the same team often, but he's still getting results. That's the name of the game.
We're thinking of making a change here with the last 20 minutes.
I look at it at the moment and I think that both managers will think that the teams that they've got on the pitch are the right ones in both areas, to defend and to attack. I'm not sure how Manchester United could change it. You know, you could go Greenwood for Rashford, maybe.
Greenwood, who was actually left off the team sheet initially today. They found they put the team sheet in Manchester United with one substitute short. Just a simple admin error, and it was corrected. It had to go through official procedures for that to happen. Here's Smith Rowe in the Bruno Fernandes position for Arsenal. Willian. Lacazette waiting in the middle. Goes back to Granit Xhaka. Holding. Now Bellerin. 1-0 to Arsenal at Old Trafford in November. Can they make it 1-0 here at the end of January? Not this time. Still done pretty well, Cedric. Kieran Tierney has been a real energiser for Arsenal from that left side. Williams taken out here by Pogba. That's a booking on the ground where he was sent off a few years ago.
Only questions the booking. Not sure why he said it's his first challenge. I think because the ball's so far gone. No intention of winning it.
Yes, and denying Arsenal a chance to move into a really threatening position.
Yeah.
The free kick continues that threat. It's not a very good free kick. Stooping Wan-Bissaka to clear it and put it up in the air. Not really typical Fernandes. Here's Lacazette, who's hit the crossbar. Bellerin steps in. Cedric. Can't get it out to Willian. It's pretty windy around the stadium. I know it's well enclosed here, but I'm sure some of the gusts of wind are interrupting those longer, higher passes. Willian. Manchester United break it up on the edge of the area. Fred first and then Wan-Bissaka. I think the coldest Gary Neville's ever been in London has just got colder. Here's Shaw. Debris on the pitch, that's really emphasising that it is windy. Willian gets it back. Coming towards the last 15 minutes.
Counter attack. Xhaka.
Willian. There's been no shortage of efforts to find the breakthrough from either side. It's not been a stale, goalless 75 minutes. Some good chances for Arsenal, particularly in the second half. And, might have another shy at goal here. The plastic bag that had blown onto the pitch, removed by Rob Holding out of your picture. He trots now forward to join in the free kick from this incident.
Yeah, David Luiz, Lacazette just gets in between both centre-backs, and David Luiz pushes that pass in, and they just panic a little bit, both of them.
Trying to get on the shoulder of the player again. Well, we had the right footer from the left footer side. What are we going to get here?
I would say David Luiz special, but last time they fooled us.
It is David Luiz with that technique that he's used to good effect down the years. It's an Arsenal corner. Looking could do the double, remember, over Manchester United. Last time that happened, Thierry Henry got the crucial winner in the second game. In by Willian. Comes to Bellerin. The back is left foot. Willian again. Pepe.
Rose Smith.
All back behind the ball for Manchester United, but if there is a turnover, they feel well equipped to trouble Arsenal with it. Not the end of the football for you from the Premier League today. Southampton against Aston Villa. 8 o'clock. Formation of the lineups. Romeo back for Southampton, who's been a big mess recently. Former Arsenal goalkeeper, Emi Martinez, has made a very successful switch. Being in the cup final team and the Community Shield winning team as well, with Mikel Arteta to Aston Villa. He'll be in action again later for his new club. Pogba. Still feel there's a goal in this. Rashford. And Partey almost confused each other. Michael Oliver was quite close to the incident. Lacazette and Pogba.
I think Lacazette does that one where he just sticks his backside in and Paul Pogba makes a genuine attempt for the ball and ends up going over the top of him. Lacazette knows what he's doing.
A bit of a crash landing.
Yeah. They can be unpleasant, those ones, for the if you're on the wrong end of them. Paul Pogba was there.
Well, in January, in years gone by, the landing would have been softer, but not on these Premier League pitches. The water goes straight through.
One of the problems that both of these teams have is that they're not pressing teams, so they don't win the ball high up the pitch. So they're always giving the other team the chance to get back into shape. So you look at Manchester United now, Arsenal are having to work their way through 11 men, and it's the same when it transfers the other side. You know, not really winning it high up the pitch, Manchester United, quite static in the pressing, sitting off. Fernandes trying to put a little bit of urgency into it. Not really getting close enough. Fred half getting close, but not getting close enough. Better from Wan-Bissaka.
Partey taking trouble. Rashford!
And that's him.
It's the outside of the goal.
Just as I was talking about it, Manchester United do win the ball high up the pitch. It's one of the very few occasions they have, and look what happens. You're in against the centre-back straight away. You should do better, Marcus Rashford.
It was his last kick of the game. And Mason Greenwood, who wasn't actually on the original team sheet through an administrative error, is brought into the game officially and then is on the pitch.
Yeah, I still think Mason Greenwood, out of the options that Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have, is the best on that right-hand side. Naturally cutting in on that left foot, but just hasn't always played this season.
Trying to add to that stat. Martial, of course, would come into that category. Should he get a late goal here? But it's Willian, an Arsenal substitute. Greenwood. Mason Greenwood, fresh from scoring in the FA Cup win over Liverpool, but missing a good similar chance against Sheffield United. Ten minutes left. Shaw. Bellerin gets it back for Arsenal. Partey, who was the player caught in possession that led to Rashford shooting to the side. Pepe from a similar angle, trying to almost put it into the a little hole by the far post there, just inside the far post. He just didn't quite read the green.
Yeah, you see what he's trying to do, and Harry Maguire's desperately trying to shut that far corner off. It goes to his legs. In very few occasions, we've just seen one at either end where the likes of Pepe, Rashford have had chances to go and directly attack goal.
Arsenal fans been probably waiting for this particular moment to see this young man, the boy wonder from Norway. He's a little bit older now. And Haya setting Willian in. So Ødegaard is going to come on for Emil Smith-Rowe. It's certainly a like-for-like. That's where the young Norwegian wants to play. He's shown his promise again. Emil Smith-Rowe. Got good competition for players in that particular position now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might just be wondering whether a fellow Norwegian can spoil his evening here. Free kick to United. Maguire. Greenwood. He's done well, and Wan-Bissaka's on the move here. Manchester United trying to nail down yet another away victory. Maguire. Now Fred. Bruno Fernandes. Greenwood. Bellerin got there before Martial hoisted it to safety.
Well, he's got to be in there quicker, Martial. I think Cavani does everything right by taking the centre-backs away. Pullback was there for United's number 9 to win. Bellerin's there quicker.
It's Arsenal's number 9 in pursuit, Alex Lacazette, claiming that the victim of a handoff by Lindelof. Pogba. Fred. Sure, can't really put it into a dangerous area. That's where being a right-footed left-back really helps. Cedric. Ødegaard.
Nice Partey.
An involvement in this move, which could lead to something special for Arsenal.
It's like it's that.
Xhaka. To David Luiz. Xhaka able to pick a pass. Manchester United thinking, well, you can play in front of us all you want. Make sure you're not going to get through us. Ødegaard. Xhaka. Cedric showing he can use his left foot. Headed out by Maguire. Goes Xhaka. Now Willian. We got there first, and Fred was complaining that there was a foul in the first place. But Willian was certainly fouled after that, and that's the decision that Michael Oliver's given.
It was silly from Wan-Bissaka. He can never win that ball. It's always Willian's. He's there, he's got his body in. Just kicks through him.
Or could this be the moment? Manchester United's wonderful away record going back over a year since they lost to Anfield last January. Top travellers. Set up for Cedric here. Has a go. It's a reasonable try, but nothing more than that.
You have to question. Lacazette took a brilliant free kick with his right foot 10-15 minutes ago, and Cedric then has that one on the edge of the box, and Lacazette's nowhere near it. I don't get it.
Still sensing the chance to sneak the ball here, but De Gea sweeps it out to Shaw. He's certainly travelling. Martial. Drops for Pogba. And, Michael Oliver was going to blow, and Sorosta was still in possession. It hasn't led to anything really from the Gunners, who was just a little hesitant themselves to whether they wanted the free kick or not. Sure. Bruno Fernandes. Pogba. Wan-Bissaka to put it in. Oh, it's gone wide. It's if Cavani and Martial were going for the same ball. What a chance to win the game.
Oh, it looks like the chance of the match. It's a bicycle kick from Cavani. It's just behind him. He's having to fetch it, but he makes good contact. The keeper's beaten. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks.
Well, if Martial had shouted him out of the way, but you wouldn't have got Cavani out of the way in that circumstance, would you? Martial was coming onto it with a simpler volley. And two players in the right position led to the wrong result for Manchester United. For Pepe, head injuries, a reminder that from next weekend, concussion substitutes are going to be introduced in the Premier League. It's a trial. Here's Wan-Bissaka. They're still chasing. And Cavani trying to force an error out of David Luiz, Granit Xhaka. By Lena. And Lacazette, I think, was the guilty party, but he's hurt as well. Gary, gives us a chance to pick your brains about a man of the match.
Yeah, a difficult one, but I'm going to give it to David Luiz for the clean sheet that Arsenal have had. They defended really well, and I think the celebration for blocking the free kick in the first half has just tipped it his way. I think what happened to Lacazette there was similar to what he did to Paul Pogba. At the edge of the box at the other end. I think Harry Maguire just sort of does that one where he just sticks his back in.
Yeah, Lacazette fell to the ground like Pogba did.
Yeah.
It's the man who dropped from the greater height.
They are dangerous, those, particularly when there's a player in the air and you just, stick your backside into them and then it knocks them off balance whilst they're in a position whereby they're just going to flip over. I think there'll come a time whereby that will just be an automatic booking in the future, because I think they are dangerous, those.
It's a shivering Southgate there, wondering about his central defender. And when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer from Norway looks cold down on the touchline, you know the temperatures have dropped. But to be fair to the players, there've been a couple of 0-0s of big games we've been at, Gary. This has had, you know, that 15 minutes for Arsenal, 20 minutes for Arsenal at the start of the second half. Good chances, Williams' chance, Lacazette against the bar, shot from Smith Rowe, kept out by David De Gea.
No, there's been some good chances. You're right, you just named the Arsenal ones there, and obviously Cavani's just had one. Rashford in the first half. Bruno Fernandes.
Eddie Nketiah will come on for Lacazette for the last, or the added time to added time. It's always a big rivalry from the other South American nations to the Brazilians, as you can imagine, especially from Argentina, but Cavani's from Uruguay, maybe it's a little bit more simple. It looks quite friendly, doesn't it? And of course they were teammates at Paris Saint-Germain. Well, we might have another 3 minutes to go, as this 3 minutes is now run its course. So Eddie Nketiah will replace Alex Lacazette. It was a foul by Lacazette, so we restart with a Manchester United free kick. Bellerin. Fernandes. Cavani comes out to Fred.
Cavani just couldn't work the position himself, and he had to pass it back quite a long way in the end to Fred.
You just get the feeling that probably neither side deserved to lose, Gary.
Or win.
Or win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair way of
I
putting
don't think either manager at the end can come off and say that they were brilliant, they deserved to win, they were busting their gut to win. It's been, they let the large periods of the game drift. There have been good chances in the match. But it's not been an Arsenal or Manchester United team that have demonstrated that they're really desperate to go and get that goal.
Here's Cavani. Now Martial. Going to be a sting in the tail here. Maybe was a little bit lucky. Pepe, remember his shot that was well blocked by Maguire, was another early second half opportunity for Arsenal.
I think it still just tells you a little bit about where both these teams are at, and obviously Manchester United are well above Arsenal at the moment, but they still don't feel as though they must go and win this match, and that they've got to go at all costs and put 5 forwards on and take risks to lose. They might lose it, but they could go and win it, and they're still not in that place, this team. They're still going about it in a very measured fashion.
But I think from the Arsenal point of view, to take 4 points from Manchester United this season and 2 clean sheets, it looks as though it's going to be as well, would be a measure of improvement.
Yeah, and I think Mikel Arteta will be the happier tonight if it does finish like this.
Well, there's still life in the game, and there's still hope for Bruno Fernandes, who hoisted in here, but experienced
So I'm
defending
going to
by
end it right now.
Cedric
So I
to
hope you
get
enjoyed this
Mason
live stream,
Greenwood out
folks.
of the way.
Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like
It's
button.
not been a great
Subscribe
week,
to
has
the
it,
Central
since
London on
knocking
YouTube.
Liverpool out of
And
the
this
FA
is
Cup?
Central Manifest.
Not
Sign
1
out.
point from
Check you later. The
6
game is about to
that have been
finish.
available as a disappointing return and takes Manchester United